because I got into supportive housing because I was in a program in Sandoval County, and they kicked me out of the program, but I wrote the federal government again, and after it was all said and done, the housing company and the realty company were in cahoots together, and they conspired against me, and it came out that the director was embezzling money in that program. Do you know Linda Simon?
Yes, I've heard of her.
Linda Simon was the individual at the time, and I got evicted from that program, and I had to go live in Joy Junction, and we were in like these hotels with the kitchens in them until I found out about this program.
Yeah, the director's name was Sally Mayfield, and she was embezzling money. And did you know that Linda was fired over that for whistleblowing?
I didn't know. I thought Linda was the one that was pegged with the embezzling. I didn't know it was.
Unfortunately, the reason I keep pointing to this is the MFA is tasked with monitoring all of us, no matter who the funding goes through, HUD, for example, city. And Linda Simon reported Sally Mayfield to the MFA under a whistleblower's contract, and unfortunately was fired anyway. And Linda, you either hard copy, I'll hand deliver them. I personally am going to come inspect your unit myself. You see my little wattage regulator over there that says Nacho?
Yes.
That means nachos, it's mine.
Okay.
I've been trained and certified in quality inspections for more than 15 years, so I want you to know I am the type of CEO that's very hands-on, sometimes to a fault.
And somehow, and I mentioned this to John and Donna, because he didn't come back and do the inspection, so supportive housing were paying rent on an apartment that wasn't inspected properly.
I'm sorry the turnover has been so hard, particularly during COVID. And I don't want to make excuses, but I realize when there's not that continuum of care, or the consistency around staff. And at the very least, even if they leave, you want to have the same consistent, you want to apply the program consistently, even if that person changes, right? So I won't make up excuses about that other than to tell you that COVID really hurt my agency in particular. I can't get anybody that wants to work. They all want to telecommute. And this is not a job where you know as well as I do, how am I going to inspect your unit if I'm telecommuting all the time?
Yeah.
And we let them know that we can work with them on maybe 1 day a week. They'll take the job, and then 2 or 3 months, 6 months later, they're like, I don't want to work in the office every day. I want to go, and they end up resigning over that. Or I'll be honest with you, I'm a nonprofit and I can't compete with government wages. So most of the time I lose people. I lost Sade to UNM. Not to reveal anything overly personal, but I can't compete with some of those bigger entities. So that's another thing is now with inflation and the economy going up, I can't keep people employed. I'll just be honest with you. Now, not making up excuses, Jerry. I'm just saying that I'm sorry for your experiences. You are making me think though, because I was in the
story. In 2017, I had a problem with John Ames. He was the director here at the time.
I know him, yes.
And he tried to end my termination with supportive housing. And I had to write to HUD.
Like an appeal?
It wasn't an appeal. It was, what I did was I went to the HUD website.
Okay.
And researched supportive housing. And there was a list of things that supportive housing is supposed to abide by.
Yes.
With federal guidelines. And I went through every little detail and wrote what supportive housing wasn't doing.
Okay.
Because he tried to kick me and my children out for no reason.
Okay.
It was a retaliation. And I do believe because of my input, that's why John isn't here anymore. It was a really rough experience for me. And so I'm quiet, and I don't have any non-compliances with TNC management, and I any non-compliance with this program other than examples like John. And so